Hey guys, so I thought I'd just do a quick gear overview for the 2020 Tarawera 50k race that I'm running tomorrow. Just a quick overview of what I'm taking. It's really good weather, it's a really good day today and tomorrow, so there's no mandatory gear other than if you're going through one of the aid stations at a certain time. I think it's 6 p.m, but you're basically going to be walking at that speed, so for my race I believe there's no mandatory gear. So what I'm taking is start at the end. So for afterwards, I've got a windbreaker and a mid layer, which I'm probably not going to need either of those because it's super hot at the moment. Spare t-shirt, merino one, because I tend to sweat a ton after I've been racing for a good while. Towel, obviously, and some pseudo-creme stuff that's like a nappy rash anti-chafing thing, just in case you get any chafing that hasn't been dealt with by the end of the race. And then just a Camelback to put that in. So I keep that in the car or near the finish line if there's a finish line drop bag. I've got a drop bag for midway, which is 32k I think on this race at Blue Lake. I just have a spare t-shirt, another merino t-shirt, my other pair of shoes. These are 5mm drop shoes, so just in case I'm getting a bit of problems with my calf at that point or anything like that, I can change to a slightly easier shoe to run in. And then another pair of socks for those. Some sun cream. They do have sun cream at the aid stations, but just in case I need any. Normally I carry that in my bag on a training run, but because it's a race I'm trying to stay light. And a spare buff just in case I need it, which I probably won't. Hopefully I won't need any of that stuff and I can just move the drop bag over and carry on. And then for the actual race itself, now there is no mandatory gear, so it's pretty light. I've got a Salomon 12 set. Ideally I'd have dropped down to a 5 set, but I don't have one, or even a 3 set actually for this race. Usually there's a lot of mandatory gear on the races I do, so I'm not used to going so light, but it's basically just friction related stuff. So I've got a bit of body glide. I've got this tube here that's gurney goo. It's pretty much a similar thing to body glide. I've got some hiker's wool that's like an anti-chafing thing that's for stop blisters and hot spots in your shoes if you get any. It doesn't weigh anything. It looks like it weighs a lot, but it weighs nothing. So all of that combined weighs nothing. Bit of toilet paper because you never know. And a quick cup for the aid stations because I tend to use that for tailwind, and then keep my bowls for water. But it's only about 7 to 10k between each aid station, so I'll probably just get one bottle of water between each aid station and then just use this for tailwind at the aid station, because I'm trying really hard to not over drink this time. Usually I drink too much, and you know, I haven't had any medical issues with that, but it just makes me really slow. There's a lot of water in my stomach, so. And then a buff, which this thing's amazing because you know, I use this for dipping in the rivers and the lakes and so on, and pouring on my head, which is basically use it like a sponge, and it's just brilliant for cooling you down. And it's one of the things that helps me not drink too much, because a problem I have is trying to drink to cool myself down instead of drinking to thirst, and I should really be pouring water on me. So got the buff. Socks, shoes, I'm going with the Ultra Olympus for at least the first 35, probably the whole race. I'll have my Stryd power meter on those as well for race day. And then just a simple merino t-shirt and shorts. It's supposed to be really hot. I'll obviously have a lot of suntan on, which could be an issue because it tends to make you sweat a bit more. I'm not sure if I'll take a cap yet. Probably won't. I might if I can't find any sunglasses. I was going to carry some sunglasses on the race, but I broke them yesterday, which is brilliant. So I'm going to see if I can get some today. Otherwise I might carry that just in case the sun's a bit bright. And then I've got this thermal layer, which I don't think I'll be carrying, but I might have to take to registration. Like I say, there is a mandatory gear for my race, but only if you're going through the aid station at a certain time. I don't really understand how that affects the registration, so I'll probably take it with me. Probably won't race with it if I can avoid it. So yeah, I mean, it's not too much gear. It's pretty light this time for a 50k. As I say, I probably won't need most of that middle drop bag. So yeah, I'm not carrying a lot of the stuff I normally carry, like a GPS, you know, a beacon. I'm not even taking most of I probably won't take any first aid actually, because it's only 7k between the aid stations. I was umming and erring about taking like an ankle brace and stuff like that, but reality is it's very unlikely to hurt yourself on these. It's pretty easy running, and I just don't think I'll need it. Normally I take like this little utility bag I have, which has like shoelaces in it, a small knife, and a needle and thread for sewing stuff up if you're in the bush, but for a race it's just more weight than I need, so I'm going to go light. That's pretty much everything. There might be the odd thing here and there that I remember, but otherwise that's pretty much everything. I'll have my Stryd power meter and a watch, and otherwise I think I'm good to go. That pretty much covers the gear for this race. It's nice and easy.